Hey, do you want to become capable of focusing your attention more precisely and therefore becoming more productive? If so, that's what you'll learn in today's episode. It begins with understanding attention is our currency, and that although many things in life seem to be free, they are actually not free. They are just hidden consequences that require a bit more deep diving to unravel. So, you know this. We cannot control how someone chooses to treat us or act in general. That being said, we do have the capacity to choose our response and to determine how we would like to feel. See, just because someone acts rude or arrogant does not mean that we have to sit in our initial feelings of frustration. When I say initial, it is acceptable to have that flash of annoyance, anger, when something occurs that your ego does not prefer. But then the helpful decision to make, this is the differentiation between a reaction and a response. The reaction is sitting in that initial feeling. The response is noticing that initial feeling, identifying that that is not how you would like to continue to feel, and therefore using the tools, strategies, and tactics that you have at place to get back to the feeling or state of mind that you would like to be operating from. And rather than judging that person for doing and acting the way that frustrated you, we can switch the frame and realize, wait, that being is simply acting from a unhealed area deep within. It's not that there has to be a rift between the two of you. There does not need to be any judgment, any grudge, because holding that negative frequency within, that actually subtracts from your potential to use your energy more wisely and therefore become truly successful in your life. The theme, it always comes down to energy. And a rule of thumb that you can ask yourself in just about any situation would be, does this thing, this action, this feeling, this thought, does it have many healthy side effects or does it have many unhealthy side effects? You want to roll with the things. You already know what I'm going to say. Roll with the things with many healthy side effects. It's been deeply beneficial for me to accept that I cannot change other people. I cannot change those who do not want to live healthier themselves. You can bring the horse to the river, you cannot force the horse to drink. So, that being said, it comes down to understanding that these people are not observant of how their actions, their tone of voice, etc., leaves other humans feeling. So therefore, it's not coming from usually, I'm talking about the people who are not aware of what they're doing. Of course, there are some who are malevolent and doing this sort of thing out of pain. It truly comes back to the source of pain. And that, like a bully in school, they are the wounded ones. And their distraction from their own pain is inflicting pain on others. This is that same sort of theory. But that being said, we do not have the right to judge, to criticize these people. Of course, there can be action taken when it's needed, but for the most part, what I'm getting at is if someone is not directly harming you, the best solution that we can have is to not get trapped in their own drama, to refocus, rechannel our energy and attention on that which leaves us feeling good. It comes down to what I started this rant with. You can't change those people. So, unless it's like a drastic measure, like they're harming a child sort of thing, we have no right to try and change them. This question: how does consuming or watching a thing leave me feeling? 1 minute after, 5 minutes, 1 hour, a day after, etc. Getting clarity on what leaves you feeling a certain way is extremely powerful. And it doesn't have to be extremely complex. First, for the most part, to become more healthy, peaceful, etc., we usually start with subtraction first, because we have learned and picked up thought cycles, styles of perceiving the world, ways of viewing ourselves that are quite toxic. And once we begin to, it begins truly with taking some time to be physically alone or in solitude. Because when you're continuously distracted, you don't have the time to pay attention to your feelings. It's kind of like a whirlwind. But if you will actually just sit in a room and pay attention to your thought processes, only then, maybe not only, for the most part, that's when you'll begin to realize, there are some things that I could be improving in my life. So I would urge you, if you're maybe confused, you're just not exactly sure who you are, or where you want to go, is your life feeling wonderful? If not, it will benefit you. Just take some time, sit by yourself and think. Think isn't the way to go. What I mean here is pay attention to your thinking. That's the difference. Don't sit and think. Pay attention to your thinking. The mindset in general is the key to life. See, when I touch on paying attention to your thinking, this means, do you see the world through a lens of fear, scarcity, guilt, greed, shame? That's all low frequency. That is all going to make your life worse. Accepting thoughts of that nature, it doesn't help you. Bottom line, that's the truth. But don't believe me. Test it with your own experience. I don't want people to simply take anything that I say as truth. Rather, measure it with your direct experience. Then let's chat. And on the other end of the spectrum, if you pay attention to the things which align with the growth mindset, your health, having deep, beneficial, intelligent conversations, taking care of both your mind and your body, focusing your attention on self-education, on that which aligns with your natural curiosity that has many different healthy side effects. There's ways of living. And when you craft your lifestyle detail by detail, being strategic in your habits and understanding this feedback loop, your actions lead to your thoughts, and your thoughts lead to feelings. And then your feelings start the cycle once more and create new actions. So if you're capable of designing a strategic lifestyle which is built upon a healthy foundation, emphasis, word, foundation, when you get the basics right, it's just as Bruce Lee says, you and I should be more intimidated of the man who has practiced one punch 10,000 times rather than the man who has practiced 10,000 different punches once. Mastery of anything is in the fundamentals. It's interesting. And one side nugget that I'll drop in here is, in relation to your attention, we want to be placing our energy into quality over quantity. This can be generally applied, but where I'll go here is relationships. You do not need a bunch of low quality acquaintances. Rather, you're better off with a handful of deep, beneficial, and profound connections. If you are consistently judging yourself and judging others, this is a sign that your focus can be harnessed in a much more healthy manner. Instead, like, what is the practical solution to not judging yourself, not judging others? Well, it's built upon your habits in a moment to moment basis, the way that you think and what you do. And it doesn't happen quickly. Like, what occurs is over a long period of time, you'll go from judging other people to primarily judging yourself. And then inevitably, you'll get to a point where you catch your thinking. I'll still have a thought like, look at this person. And then I'll notice it almost immediately and say, caught you. That's not how you think. You don't judge people. And I'll go back to balance, balance, balance. And just my internal dialogue is simply about nothing. Not all the time. When I'm at a peaceful place, my internal dialogue is simply empty. And that's where you want to, well, I don't know where you want to be, but that's one of the core characteristics to my life improving and feeling better is my internal judge, my internal voice is much more peaceful, very quiet, and it used to be much different. A core differentiation that needs to be made here is the difference between observation and judging. See, when we observe, we notice something. Like a fact would be, this man is overweight. That's a fact. A judgment would be, look at this fat blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Big difference. You can hear it in the tone of voice too. That's another nugget. If you can pay attention to people's tones of voices, you'll begin to realize that much of communication occurs through tone of voice. It's like 55% tone of voice, 38% body language, 7% words. To me, that is just mind-blowing. And as you focus on that throughout time, you'll see and feel it. Yeah, it's powerful. But to judge, it is carrying qualities of, I'm better than you, look at this person. And it's like, you know what judging is, but how about I emphasize what observation is? It essentially is the judging without the emotion, without the low frequency emotion. It's noticing what is while accepting it. Like, what's an example of a reframe from judging to observing? I guess the most common one for me would be when people, for example, if someone's slamming weight, in my mind, I'm like, why is this guy slamming weight? And then I can, rather than saying that, I could say, okay, well, he's doing what he's doing. That's okay. So it's a slight difference rather than having my like frustration come out. Like, well, why is he doing that? He's doing it. I can't change it. Okay. So that's sort of an example. And you get internal peace from observing. You lose internal peace from judging. So that's valuable to know. And if you enjoyed this, well, I can't work with everyone. That being said, I am looking for people, specifically people who want to be clear-minded, tied to a powerful anchoring purpose, and like feeling healthy, looking balanced and beautiful every day of their lives. If any of that aligns with you, just shoot me a DM. Tell me something about your situation right now and about your personal priorities. Like, why are you reaching out to me? And if I feel something, then we'll see where we take things. And then also, like I touched on in this video, do the things which have many benefits, many side effects that are healthy. Doing this video is one of those things. And all I ask for you, well, if you want to reply in chat, do that. But if you want to do something quicker, just drop me a like. I would deeply appreciate that. Get the algorithm working for us. If it's been valuable, hey, maybe it'll help someone else. And beyond that, I'll see you soon. Have a great day.